Hi everybody, Paul here. I hope you're all doing well. I've been just kind of hanging out here in the Uinta National Forest. It's been absolutely beautiful. I spent the past 3 nights at this little campground. I'll be honest, I don't really want to share the name because it's a beautiful, quiet little place. At least right now it is. I have a feeling it will get busy this weekend though. I got here Monday and tomorrow's Friday, but it's been nice and peaceful. Haven't done a whole lot. A lot of it's got to do with got some rain Saturday, and it was kind of cloudy Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So by the time the sun came out Wednesday, I was hurting for power and just kind of hung around camp and had my solar panels out, trying to get my Jackery recharged, and yeah, that was really hurting. I think I got my one Jackery still down at like 10%, which is not good. And then I finally got my other one up yesterday to about 70%. So hopefully today I can get that power all restored. Plus there is a big hunt going on right now, so I haven't really done any hiking. I have found some overlooks though, which I'll probably take you all to a little later today. And yeah, but just kind of enjoying my time here in the Uinta National Forest. Might take you into town for a little bit too. There's a cute little town about 8 miles from camp. Got a nice little town park. But yeah, I'm really loving this area. Unfortunately though, I think I am going to take off tomorrow. They're calling for more rain this weekend, and I think I've had my fill of rain. But there's a place I found a few hours away that I think will suffice for the weekend. It's going to be cooler there. Well, it's going to cool off this weekend here too, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, but it's just been beautiful, and I know you can't really tell, but there's supposed to be campsites over there. There's one camper there. There's another RV like way back there. And then I just had another family move in down by the van, so it's pretty empty here, which makes it pretty nice. Another bonus about this campground is I get to stay here for free. It was really weird when I pulled in here. I was looking at the pricing. The pricing is $10 for up to 3 days, $20 for 7 days, and then you can stay for 14 days. So you could technically stay here for 14 days for $40, which is a great deal. But this is also one of the very few campgrounds that I've came across that you can actually use your American Beautiful annual pass that you use for national parks. I know a lot of times it waives entry fees for national forest areas and recreational areas like that too. I have only came across, I think this is the only second campground I've came across that I can actually use my pass here. And using my pass here, I actually got to stay for free. So that was pretty awesome. I get this lovely camp spot, access to a pit toilet. There is some fresh water down the road, but unfortunately I think they have that turned off. But there is a park in town that I've been getting water from, so it all works out. One complaint I do have about this campground is the amount of bugs that are here. And I mean, there's just a ton of flies, and there's these like little yellow greenish bugs that are just like everywhere. Good news is those little itty bitty bugs aren't getting in my van, but they are everywhere else. They are in my shower tent. They are everywhere. In fact, I'm going to show you guys the bug issue right now. So if you are kind of squirmish about bugs, because I swear these things are not in the thousands, but they're in like the millions at the power of 1,000 or something. It's like insane how many bugs are out here. So if you're kind of, squeamish about bugs, I'll put a little timestamp down below for you to jump to. But I am going to cut into those bugs here in 1, 2, 3. Now, being somebody that predominantly lives outside, traveling around in my van, I'm used to bugs, but this is a little excessive. I don't know if it's got to do with the warm weather right now in the fall, so they're all kind of out and about, or maybe because it is fall, they're trying to find places to hibernate, but it is getting insane, and the warmer it gets out here, the worse these flies are getting. They weren't so bad this morning, but this afternoon, I was trying to read a book. It was just, I couldn't concentrate because there's so many flies. So I think right now might be a good time to go check out some of those overlooks just to get away from here for a bit. And if you're wondering what book I'm reading, I am currently reading Wrinkles in Time by George Smoot, and he is a famous astrophysicist. Honestly, science was one of my favorite subjects in high school. I ended up dropping off high school, so never really pursued anything beyond that. I did later get my GED and a college education, but I basically got a general studies degree because I couldn't make up my mind. But I've always been interested in science. About 10, 15 years ago, I started reading some books on quantum physics. And at that time, I was kind of getting religious in my life. I found God and all this other stuff. And people told me I shouldn't be reading it because it'd take me away from God. Well, now here, I don't really subscribe to any religion anymore. So I figured, why not pick back up my interest in science? So yeah, I've really been enjoying this. I actually just finished Stephen Hawking's book, A Theory on Everything. That was more of lectures. It was a little bit tough for me to understand, someone that's not been acquainted with a lot of the science, physics, and things like that. But this one is kind of nice because it starts pretty early in the physics department, kind of talks about different theories and how they've been built upon. So if you're interested like I am, I would maybe recommend this to get a good start, and maybe I'll go back to Stephen Hawking's book when I got a better understanding. But anyways, let's get out of here. These bugs are driving me crazy. I need to stop at a Discount Tire. I have an issue with my left rear tire constantly going low. At first, it needed air about once a week. Now I'm having to put air in it like every single day before I go anywhere. So there's definitely a low leak that's been getting worse that I need to address. Hopefully it's not going to be where I have to replace the tire, because I'd prefer to replace all 4 of my tires at once. That way I don't have like one oddball tire, but if I have to, I'm going to have to do what I have to do, but definitely need to get the van in and get that checked out. Alrighty folks, we made it to the Salt Creek Overlook, overlooking the Uinta Mountains. It's an absolutely beautiful view. I do apologize for the wind, but there's not much I can do when you're on top of a mountain. Okay, we are at our second stop this afternoon. It's called Devil's Kitchen. It's a little geological feature just down this short path from the parking lot. It's nice and paved. Anybody could really do this. Even, I believe, if you were in a wheelchair, you'd have no problem going down this path and checking out this really cool geological feature. And here we are, the Devil's Kitchen. Kind of just a neat geological feature here in the Uinta Mountains. That wind is really picking up. Just really cool feature. And once again, you get an amazing view of the Uinta Mountains as well. There is one more overlook that's not too far from here that I have not been to yet, so let's go check that one out together. What a majestic view here at the overlook. Absolutely beautiful, and those fall colors are just popping. Just amazing. I love those fall colors. just absolutely amazing. Everywhere I've looked here in the Uinta Mountains has just been breathtakingly beautiful. Well, leave it to me to do something stupid. Totally just curved my van. Like, took a big old chunk out of the tire, messed up my hubcap. I don't know if it messed up the rim. But I stopped at this city park in town to get some water on my way to Old Mill Park. And I just did a U-turn and I hit that curb pretty darn hard. Oh, and the nearest discount tire is like 30 miles away, so I don't know if I should trust that tire and hopefully it'll get me to a discount tire tomorrow morning, or if I should go ahead and try and put my spare on. Anyways, this is Old Mill Park, and it's just kind of a cute little park here. I like their little water wheel they have here. I actually discovered this park because there's a coffee shop next door called, I believe it's called like Heaven's Rest or Haven's Rest coffee shop. And it's a cute little coffee shop in an older building here downtown, but it is just an adorable little park. This is kind of like feature I like about it. It's got this old water wheel and this old pond. Looks like there's a bridge over there we can cross. So I was reading a little plaque over here, and this is the third wheel of an old mill that was here. It was founded in like 1849 and ran all the way up to like 19 something. I don't really remember. I have a bad memory. Let's go look and read this together again real quick, shall we? So the mill ran from 1859 to 1949, and I'll show you this plaque here. That way if you want to pause the video and just read it real quick, you can. And there's the plaque. If you want to pause the video or take a screenshot, you can go ahead and read all about it. So kind of a pretty cool little piece of history right there. Oh, I really don't know what I'm going to do about this tire. I don't really have the funds to deal with this right now. I was hoping I could put this stuff off until I got down to southern Arizona and started working this winter. But it looks like I'm going to have to address it sooner. I don't know. I'm just frustrated. It sucks. And I think what sucks even more is the fact that this isn't just a vehicle. This is also my home on wheels, so part of me doesn't want to change that tire out, but part of me says I should probably go ahead and get that taken care of, especially since it's on the front and it's a drive and steer tire. There is a tire shop here in town. Maybe I can swing in there and see if they got something I can just throw on it real quick. Well, I'm at Big Old Tires. There's the van. Alrighty guys, I'm back here at camp, and I went ahead and got all 4 new tires on the van. My tires, I knew were getting to the point where they needed to be replaced, and I got quoted for 2 tires and 4 tires. And if I would have done 2 tires and then 2 tires, it would have been more than if I would have just gotten the 4 tires now. So even though I didn't really want to spend the money, I just decided to go ahead and get it all done before it's taken care of. Unfortunately, that is going to affect some of my travel plans. I was planning on kind of doing this loop down into southern Arizona, where I was going to kind of cut across Nevada into California and come down. I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore. I'm probably going to be more likely just dropping straight down, since this was another unexpected expense for me. But I do love these tires. So I got these Bigfoot Big O AT2 tires. These things are nice. The hubcap's still a little messed up. Maybe I'll have to replace that in the future, but these are all-terrain tires. Just look at that tread. That is just smexy. I knew that my next set of tires, I wanted all-terrain tires. And when I went in there, they actually had all-terrain tires for my van. So I just went with those. And the reasons I wanted to go with all-terrain tires is before I just had your regular road touring tires, which they're great, but I do a lot of National Forest roads and BLM land and stuff like that. So I'm constantly driving on rocky terrain with big rocks, sharp rocks. And I was always kind of nervous with those touring tires, you know, getting them punctured or anything. Thankfully, in like the 3 years I had them, I haven't had any issues, and I put about 70,000 miles on those tires. So, well, see, I got them around 108,000. I'm at 172, maybe not quite 70,000. So it's 64,000 or something like that. But that's about what those tires were rated for anyway, is like 65, 70,000 miles. So they were due for a change. Just was hoping I could wait a little bit longer to like tax time, but it is what it is. But these tires, I do believe, will serve me well. I did get them at Big Old Tires. Typically, I use discount because I like that they're nationwide and you can pretty much go any discount and get your tires fixed, things like that. Big Old Tires, they are a national brand as well. I don't know how many there are in the nation, but at least hopefully if I do have an issue, there will be one close by. I would have went to Discount Tire. There is one about 30 some miles north of me, but that would have been getting on the interstate and driving most of that up into Spanish Fork, Utah, and I didn't feel comfortable doing that with that big old chunk out of my tire. I do have a spare, but it would have been a pain to get to. So in the end, I'm happy. I got better tires, better safe than sorry. It's just, yeah, really wasn't expecting that expense, but that is life on the road. But honestly, I feel pretty lucky. My van, I've not had any major issues with it. The only other time I've ever had any issues out on the road was actually in Florida. When I first hit the road, I ran over a nail, and the nail actually went in the sidewall of the tire. Me and sidewalls, right? And but thankfully there was a Discount Tire just like 2 blocks from where this happened at, and I was able to go there and get all fixed and taken care of. So hopefully I won't have any more issues. And like I said, I've been pretty lucky on the road. I haven't had any major catastrophic issues. So if this is the worst that has happened in 3 years, and then I'm winning. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. I'm just sit here, chill at camp, try to avoid spending any more money today or any big expenses for the next while too. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. But in the meantime, you all take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.